wild matches that I saw anyway. He wrestled Chase Nelson, who's a D2 wrestler, national champion. Actually wrestled at Oklahoma, won the Midlands at OU, but who actually beat Bubba Jenkins in the first round.
Oh, wow.
James Green won that one 9-8, I believe. And then he goes at the quarterfinals, wrestles Jason Welch, old rival from the Big Ten.
Yes, they wrestled in the Big Ten finals a couple years back.
Right, right. And
Jason Welch pinned James Green in a crazy scramble.
So it was 10-10 between Welch and James Green.
And obviously he wins on criteria.
He won on criteria with a 4-point.
Four-point throw.
Get that 4-point double leg. Did you see that coming?
4-point double leg. For James Green, it's not all that surprising.
Yeah. Well, and Green, his development, you know, from last year to this year, as far as a freestyle wrestler, is just immense. You saw it on the NCAA scene. He got out. He wrestled World Team Trials. He wrestled, university. Made the university World Team. Actually went out to Kazan, Russia. Wrestled for the U.S. out there this summer. Third in the NCAAs this year. And he is just making vast improvements. And then you have Marable.
Speaking of vast improvements.
Marable's sort of trying to cement himself as the top at 70 kilos, I should say.
Yes.
You know, defeated Jordan Burroughs at 74, but he wants to drop down and make his place here.
Be the man and win a world title.
Right. So he won the Yasser Dogu International in Turkey, which, again, we said tough tournament. Also won the Grand Prix of Paris. So that's 2 international wins. Won the NYAC tournament. That's 3 international wins.
And he's made a lot of progress since college. You know, he was good in college, but he wasn't the best.
Right.
And had, I think, a disappointing finish to his career. He was 3rd one year and lost a razor close match in the semifinals of Mark Perry, and then kind of trailed off the next couple years. Was lower All-American, didn't even All-American as a senior, comes out and really has readjusted to freestyle. I mean, tree trunks for legs. He's a house. He's hard to take down. He keeps great position, and he's strong.
Well, I think no coincidence. He seems to have sort of rejuvenated since the arrival of Sammy Henson. I mean,
no coincidence.
No coincidence there. Sammy definitely brings out the best in his guys.
Looking for that snatch single. He can't get it. James Green gets his legs back, down to a knee, comes up.
But having said that, Marable, we first saw him at 70 kilos at the World Cup, and I think he went 1-3 at the World Cup, if I'm not mistaken. He didn't have a really solid performance. He looked a little sluggish.
I wonder if that had anything to do with him making 70 for the first time.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking as well. You know, I'm anxious to see him here. He's had a full 24 hours up to this match.
And he takes a shot. Green defends, and he circles Green to the edge, trying to jack him up and take him out of bounds. Green loses his balance, and the hand's going to step out, or hand's going to hit out of bounds, so it's going to be 1 point for Nick Marable. He's up 1-0, a minute 13 into this, minute 13 left in the first period.
Yeah, and if Marable doesn't stop wrestling there and just falls on Green like that, that's 2.
Ooh, good point.
So keep that in mind. I mean, you got to keep wrestling there on the edge. The official hadn't blown the whistle.
Richard, you always find these awesome little details.
I've seen my fair share of freestyle
wrestling. And Green fires off a shot from the outside. Marable defends, pulls him into a front headlock, underhook with the left hand.
Fundraiser for Beat the Street. You're going to want to be there as the stars of USA Wrestling. Take on some of the all-stars from Europe and other countries.
We haven't really seen James Green on his offense yet. Probably due to the strength of Marable.
Well, and I think we've seen a couple attempts out of him, but Marable's so strong and he keeps such good position that he can't get to his offense.
But normally James Green is in on both those legs all day.
Yeah.
I mean, he comes out and he's double leg all day, and he'll just run his feet, run his knees.
Well, Marable. Speaking of double legs, Marable runs through one of his own.
With 3
and
seconds
he's
on the
clock. 2 points, making a 3-0 lead for Nick Marable heading into the second period, and that was great reaction.
Yeah.
Great reaction by Nick Marable.
I'll tell you what, Green needs to open it up now in the second. He's down 3. He just needs to keep the pace up, Now that's where we've seen, at least since Marable's dropped down to 70, that's where he has trouble. When a guy's pushing the pace, you see him kind of fade a little bit. So this is where Green really needs to push it.
Here we go, semi-final bout. Wrestling in red from the Army World Class Athlete Program. Let's welcome to mat number 2, Cater Williams.
Yeah, blood on the mat.
His opponent, wrestling into the blue corner.
Yeah, it looks like we have blood on the mat there.
Can't hold your mud.
At 98 kilos,
It's blood
ladies and gentlemen, this is Darren Burr.
Sammy Henson's like, I got it. We want to get back to the center.
Yeah. Yeah, Marable's ready to
Henson's
roll.
like, well, let's just do this. Let's wrestle. Let's keep it going. Let's keep this pace going.
It might have a bloody nose. It might be dripping out on the mat. I think that's the problem.
Sammy back out to the center. I'll use my own shirt and clean it up.
Yeah, that was the issue there. He had a bloody nose, and
Plug
whenever
that nose up.
he went down to a stance and the blood dropped. So that
Makes sense.
Sammy said, "I wiped it up. Let's go." He's about to throw the challenge brick.
You know what? Sammy's always got a piece of paper or brackets or whatever in his hand, always at wrestling tournaments.
Yep.
He's a fidgety kind of guy. 3-0. Nick Marable with the lead over James Green.
I think having trouble getting that nose stopped. I think we're going to bring a trainer over and singe that nose up.
Fog all over the mat from the fog machine. Looks like a dream in here. Green heavy on the head. Marable right back at him. And tell me, so you know, having Sam Henson in your corner, as you said, is a big advantage to not having him, or not even in your corner, but in your room. Is it more mental or physical? Is he getting your positions and your technique better, or is it making you believe you're just a stud?
With Sammy, at least from my experience, it's mental.
Yeah.
It's a definite mental thing. You know, his technique is awesome. It's very subtle technique, but it's just more like, just go do it.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's not, and he gives you these insane amount, like he'll say, go do 1,000 pull-ups. And you're like, 1,000 pull-ups, really? After a 2-hour workout,
Sure.
you know? But, you know, you do it, and then you're like, oh, if I can do 1,000 pull-ups, I can go get a double leg takedown with 10 seconds left if I need to.
And speaking of coaches, no slouch over in the corner for James
No.
Green. Of course, Mark Manning and Brian Snyder, two studs themselves. And Jordan Burroughs gives a lot of praise to those two for getting him to where he is.
Definitely.
And they're
you
gonna
see,
go
you
passive
see
red.
outstanding coaches across the board at this tournament. I mean,
They go passive red, 1 blue.
yeah. So they're not calling passive. That was a fleeing the hold call, which doesn't count as a passivity call, and that's a caution. It's a caution and a point. That's what
Gotcha.
it is.
Fleeing the hold, not passivity.
So that's just blatant passive is what that is basically. Just not tying up. Not
That's stalling without the warning.
exactly stalling without the warning.
Marable trying to run to a leg. Controlling the center of the mat. Again, trying to run to it.
But also keep that in mind. That caution could come into play as far as criteria should this end up tied.
Minute to go, 3-1. Marable looked like he was slowly inching Green to the edge. Green makes his way back to the center. Of course, Green, University National Champion, nice job. Great job getting an angle by Nick Marable. He's going to score again. He's going to go up 5-1 with 45 seconds to go in the match. And really some breathing room now. He can feel a little bit better about where he's at. A takedown won't tie it unless he gets whipped over to his back. And there you see Green trying to come forward, trying to get to his double legs, but great head and hands defense by Nick Marable, who stalks now,
Marable's
stalking forward.
It seems like he's the perfect matchup for Green.
Yep. 20 seconds, under 20 to go now. To the edge. Doesn't need to get over anxious and give up something. Green going to need to look for a big score here in the last 10. Marable takes him to the edge, no go. 7, 6, 5 seconds. Marable picks at the clock, and he knows that he's pretty much got this one wrapped up. And he does. So final score 5-1, and Nick Marable will make it to the finals here at 70 kilograms. Has some words for the official. I don't know if they're kind or just constructive criticism or a big.
I'm not sure, but I tell you what.
Not so happy.
The difference from last year's semifinal, Marable versus Taylor, to this year's semifinal, Marable versus Green, just a complete 180.
Night and day.